Now on 4 News Now at 6, the political ads have come to an end and a new president has been selected, leaving some stressed over the election. What you can do to decompress.
Well, gas prices go up as Washington voters reject repealing the Climate Commitment Act. Hear from those who helped get it on the ballot and their plans for the future.
Our beautiful sunny day is turning into a cold, clear night. I'll let you know how cold it's going to be when you head out the door Thursday morning in the First Alert forecast. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Well, America has elected Donald Trump as our 47th president. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Here in Spokane County, over 50% of people voted for Trump. So while some are feeling happy or excited, others may be filled with feelings of post-election anxiety. Marissa Rio has tips on how you can navigate through those feelings.
This was a contentious election season, from debates to the attack ads to election boxes being set on fire. These events may have triggered some strong emotions. And now that results are in, some of us now may just be beginning to process those emotions.
You know, whatever it is you're feeling, whether you're stressed or fearful or happy or maybe both, right? It's okay to feel multiple ways about one thing, and just trying to figure out how to just let yourself have those feelings.
Over at Gonzaga University, it was many students' first time voting in a presidential election.
Emotions of anxiety is predominantly what students are presenting with.
Jennifer Fountain's advice to students who may be feeling this way:
We have resources on campus where students can seek support, but to really prioritize their mental health, to identify activities and people where they find joy, and to know that those feelings matter, that they matter.
We also came down to Riverfront Park here in downtown Spokane to ask people how they felt about the election results. As you can see right over here, we have a few people saying they're sad. And then if you take a look around on the other side, we have a few more people saying that they are sad. But at the top here, you see people saying that they are happy with these results. Now, these mixed emotions can cause tensions within families. We did speak to a mental health professional about how families can navigate through this time.
Just remembering that this doesn't have to divide us. Who we vote in or who is our president doesn't have to separate communities or cause dividing lines unless we let it. And so just remembering that empathy is huge.
In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, one of the big local issues on the ballot this year was Proposition 1.
That is the community safety sales tax, and it looks to be passing in the city of Spokane. According to the Spokane Elections Office, so far 58% of voters in the city have voted yes for this public safety sales tax. Both Mayor Brown and the Spokane Police and Fire Departments were in support of this proposition. Madeline Mullins has more on what the passing means for them.
Proposition 1 is a community safety sales tax that allocates funds for the Spokane Police and Fire Department, the Office of Ombuds, and the municipal courts.
We were really happy with the strong showing for the community safety proposal, and it's going to help us move forward for first responders, for the court, and for the Office of Police Ombuds.
Spokane Fire Captain Julio Berg says that they are grateful to be getting this money.
One of the things that we've really been trying to educate on since this was first put on the ballot is this is really focused on our capital budget. So for us, this is our fleet replacement and also some facility infrastructure.
Both the Spokane Fire and Police Departments will receive over $4.3 million in the first 2 years, while the municipal courts will receive over $2 million, and the Office of Ombuds will receive a little under $500,000.
And the Office of Police Ombuds hadn't had any enhancements for years, and so this will increase their capacity to do those independent investigations when necessary.
Mayor Brown says that this will help with cleaning up downtown.
Safety, neighborhood resource officers, traffic safety. I mean, we've had fatalities downtown, and so this is going to be a really important part of both the enhancement of safety, both downtown and in our neighborhood business districts.
This sales tax will be $1 for every $1,000 spent by residents and visitors to the city of Spokane. And Aaron Hutt from the city tells me that they will start collecting that money on April 1st. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
We're continuing to track the results of the replacement levy for the Coeur d'Alene School District. As of right now, 61% are in favor of keeping the levy in place. The school district tells us passing the levy will prevent it from laying off more than 100 employees.
Well, this levy victory really does, reflect it's just the strength and the unity of our community.
Now, we'll have more on what this levy means for students and staff in Coeur d'Alene coming up tonight at 6:30.
Well, we got a break from the rain today, but we will have more later this week.
And we have some freezing fog on the way as well. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker now to see if it will impact your morning commute. Chris?
There were some frosty spots on the roads this morning, and they'll be back again tomorrow morning. In fact, we could see those as early as tonight. It's 40 degrees right now in Spokane, 39 in Coeur d'Alene, and we are going to start to see some patchy fog developing around the region. Once that starts freezing to the roadways, watch out for those sparkly streets because temperatures will be dropping quickly tonight. By 7 o'clock, down at 35 degrees, 33 at 9, and already at freezing at 11 o'clock with clear skies and light winds. We're dropping down to overnight lows around the region in the 20s, 22 in Deer Park, 24 degrees in Spirit Lake. We'll be in the mid to upper 20s through the I-90 corridor. Some of the warmer spots on the map, including 28 in Liberty Lake and 28 in Post Falls. Not many 30s overnight tonight. 33 in Lewiston and down in the teens in Colville, dropping down to 18 degrees. A cold start to the day tomorrow, but a lot of sunshine, and our high temperature will be back up around average at 46. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and tell you about that rain on the way in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
All right, thank you, Chris. A federal judge in Idaho has issued a stay of execution for the state's longest-serving death row inmate. The state planned to execute Thomas Creech next Wednesday. He was originally given the death penalty for a string of murders in the 70s and 80s. Creech survived an execution attempt in February as the execution team was unable to establish an IV line to deliver the lethal chemicals. Creech's legal team appealed the death sentence at both the state and federal levels, citing the execution would qualify as cruel and unusual punishment. The state denied all of those appeals, saying Creech cannot prove that his constitutional rights are being violated. A federal judge put a pause on the case, saying he needs time to consider if Creech's rights are being violated.
Well, tomorrow, the lawyers for the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students will try to take the death penalty off the table. Brian Kohberger's team has prepared a list of arguments on why they believe the death penalty is unconstitutional. One of the arguments is that Idaho has no viable method for killing Kohberger. They point to Thomas Creech's botched execution and Idaho's new institution of the firing squad as a backup form of execution. The defense argues having a prosecutor decide if Kohberger is eligible to receive the death penalty gives too much power to just one person. Each side will present their case tomorrow at 8 a.m. You can watch that hearing live on KXLY.com. Now, if someone came into your home while you were sleeping, took you out of bed, and forced you to go with them, you might consider that kidnapping. But for thousands of kids across the U.S. and here in the Inland Northwest, that is reality as they're taken to youth residential treatment programs for troubled teens paid for by their own parents. Their programs marketed as a way to fix or help teens with depression or behavior troubles. But people who come out on the other side say it's actually causing more harm than good. Melanie Brennan, who grew up in Spokane, stayed at one of those programs for 2 years. She sat down with our Natalie Grant to share her story of abuse.
To see such young kids being treated and told that they were bad kids and liars and manipulators and nobody loves you every single day, when you hear that, you're like, I'm already depressed. Why are you telling me this isn't helping?
Melanie hopes her story will serve as an example of the long-term effects of these programs, as a new bill is hoping to demand more financial oversight and regulation at these facilities. See how one of our local lawmakers could hold the key to the bill's success. Plus, the celebrity using her massive platform to raise awareness in Natalie Grant's special report tomorrow night on 4 News Now at 6.
Well, in just over 2 months, President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn in. Coming up, what his re-election could mean for his current legal issues.
Plus, Washington voters reject 3 initiatives, including the one to get rid of the so-called hidden gas tax. Hear from the group who helped get it on the ballot on why people voted against it.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Save your green! Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Any chance you can come by my house after this and check out my system?
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
When your child has moderate to severe eczema, it's okay for them to show off. Show off their clearer skin and noticeably less itch with Dupixent. Because children 6 months and older with eczema have plenty of reasons to show off their skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, they can stay ahead of their eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Next ET.
We're up to our ears in secrets. It's horrible.
Yellowstone Week rolls on with Kelsey Asbill talking about the final season's full circle moment.
I think when you see it, you'll know why.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in too. I am in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Welcome back. 3 of the 4 initiatives on the Washington ballot are on track to fail.
One of those is Initiative 2117, which some say would have repealed a hidden gas tax. Alexandra Cohen-Yards is live from a local gas station tonight. Alexandra, you spoke with those backing this initiative today. What did they tell you?
Kirsten, they told me that they are ready to strike back. For context, Initiative 2117 would repeal the Climate Commitment Act, which those backing 2117 are critical of and say is a cover-up from the government that is causing the price of gas at stations like this one to go up.
Over the past few months, political action groups have spent millions on Washington's ballot initiatives. So far, 3 of the 4 are on track to lose. For Let's Go Washington's founder, Brian Haywood, this news is disappointing.
I'm in a feisty mood to fight back.
Meanwhile, Governor Jay Inslee and the No on 2117 campaign celebrated. Inslee said in a statement, "Together, we built the biggest coalition our state has ever seen to say a resounding no to more pollution. But our work together is far from done. We must continue to reduce pollution and protect Washingtonians' health while growing our economy." But Haywood says his team has been flooded with emails expressing confusion over the ballot wording, which he says could have been an added component to their loss.
I think that this was the wording on the ballot statement was probably about a 10 points impact.
New Washington law requires ballot initiatives to include the budget impact a measure would have in the ballot title. In an interview with KXLY, the Secretary of State's office says ballot titles can be hard to understand, but that this is for a reason.
Ballot titles are not written in using plain language. They're written using those legal terms to be absolutely accurate.
As for what is next for Let's Go Washington,
That's just put me into fighting mode. I'm not done yet. I'm not sure exactly where that takes us.
Let's Go Washington did say today that they feel like they are making progress despite the results on these initiatives. Haywood tells me that he thinks a no on 2117 is going to mean the gas prices go up even more. I did reach out to the Vote No campaign, and they tell me that, quote, the only guarantee for Brian Haywood's plan is more pollution. You can read their full statement on our website at KXLY.com. For now, reporting live in Spokane, Alexandra Conyards, 4 News Now.
Had a couple of special deliveries for Coats for Kids. Went up to Welpinit today to the Spokane Tribe Head Start with members of the Inland Northwest Camaro Club to deliver some coats to the kids there. Those were donated by the Camaro Club. And tonight in Latah County in Moscow, the Latah County Sheriff's Department joined forces with Coats for Kids to hand out coats to the kids in the Moscow and Latah County area. And we are going to need those coats, kids. It's going to be cold tomorrow morning. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Inland Imaging.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
This November, stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. It's time for an autumn getaway. Now is the perfect opportunity to come stay and win. Call us now to book your room starting at just $79 midweek and $99 weekends at the beautiful Kootenai Falls Lodge, and join us for a $10,000 giveaway, tournament Tuesdays, and November hot spins. Put some extra stuffing in your pockets this November, only at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy Award, winner for Outstanding Live News Program. More Americans watch World News Tonight with David Muir than any other newscast.
With holidays right around the corner, Ironstone Furniture and Fire is offering discounts on all in-stock dining sets, along with simplicity, indulgence, and endless possibilities. So, when you're looking for dining at its best, visit Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Swing into Fred's Appliance for our Black Friday Super Sale and experience unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer to upgrade your kitchen with the Frigidaire Professional 4-piece package and save up to $3,100. Experience precision cooking with this Frigidaire range. Keep your dishes sparkling with this professional dishwasher. This sleek microwave offers sensor cooking technology, and this fabulous refrigerator designed with our Space Pro shelving system.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
All right, take a look at this video out of LaGuardia Airport in New York City. This raccoon fell from the ceiling near a Spirit Airlines gate. The raccoon eventually fell from the cable it was hanging on to. It then ran around for a little bit before crews were able to get it to go outside.
Wow,
quite the scene there, though. Yeah, exactly.
That is something.
Training for a cirque show, maybe?
They have so much energy, don't they? Raccoons?
Yes, they do.
We see them right out here in our parking lot all the time.
I haven't seen one in a while.
It has
Where
been a while.
are they?
I don't know.
That's suspicious. I'm going to follow up on that, the raccoon report. In the meantime, let's take a look at our cold morning that we had this morning. You probably felt the difference. I certainly did. 26 degrees. Time to get the gloves out. If you haven't gone to that layer of your winter wardrobe. Cold hands this morning at 26. 32 is our average morning low, but we made it up to 46. Right about average sunrise these days is at 6:43. We do have a couple more really cold mornings in the forecast. Our low temperature trend, this white line is our average morning low. We're going to be down in the 20s tomorrow morning. down in the 20s Friday morning, and then we do have some warmer mornings ahead. That warm up comes along with clouds and rain and maybe a little snow mixing in. More likely we'll keep the snow in the mountains. Let's look at our Thursday forecast hour by hour, because it is going to be a beautiful day. Light winds, plenty of sunshine. There may be some patchy fog and some areas of frost or freezing fog on the roadways. I encountered some this morning, particularly if you're in those areas that are shaded where the sun doesn't have a chance to melt it off. 46 the high temperature tomorrow, and then we start dropping again very quickly. We'll be in the 30s by this time tomorrow. High pressure in control for Wednesday, for Thursday, for Friday, and then as we get into the weekend, we are going to start to see a series of systems moving through. Here's Saturday at 6 o'clock, and the possibility of some rain, especially late in the day on Saturday. And once one system moves through, its friends are not far behind. We're going to see one system after another bringing a chance of mainly valley rain and mountain snow through the rest of the forecast and perhaps beyond. So a 60% chance of precipitation on Saturday, mainly late in the day. Plan your runs and your bike rides and your raking for the first part of the day on Saturday. More rain on Sunday, and then Monday, a very good chance of precipitation. Thursday's highs, meanwhile, will be in the 40s and a few spots making it up into the 50-degree range, especially as we zoom out. We find 50s in Omak and Grand Coulee, 50 in Ritzville and Pullman, 56 tomorrow in Lewiston. We'll be in the 50s Friday with mostly sunny skies, a little above average, and then back into the 40s with rain Saturday, Sunday. Veterans Day may see a little bit of snow mixing in with the rain, and on Tuesday as well. It doesn't taper off as we get into the middle of next week. More rain on Wednesday with a high of 46. Boy, are we making up for lost time here in the tail end of 2024. Kirsten?
We certainly are. We need our raincoats and we need our warm coats, Chris. And Chris just showed you some smiling faces, but we want to remind you that we are right in the middle of handing out thousands of new and gently used coats that were donated in our annual Coats for Kids campaign. And these coats are currently available at several different locations across the inland Northwest. If you take out your phone right now and scan this QR code using your phone's camera, it will take you to our website where you can find the distribution site closest to you. And if you missed the code, you can also find it on KXLY.com by clicking on the Features tab.
Well, the excitement in Coeur d'Alene is beginning to grow. Yes, it's happening. Trader Joe's is finally coming to the Lake City. Take a look here. The sign on the building is there, and the sign along the road is now installed as well, so there's really no turning back. Construction crews are putting the finishing touches on the building that used to be Runge's Furniture. Runge's is still on the east side of the building, and Trader Joe's will be on the west side. We'll let you know when it's set to open, which could be in the coming weeks.
Well, in about 2 months, President-elect Donald Trump will take the oath of office again. Up next, a closer look at how his re-election could impact his ongoing legal battles. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/Coats for Kids to find a distribution location near you.
Your locally owned Papa Murphy's is proud to be a sponsor of Coats for Kids this year. Papa Murphy's would like to thank the community for their generous coat donations. Stop by any Papa Murphy's, grab a pizza, and stay warm this winter.
Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
HCM is a serious heart condition affecting as many as 1 in 200 people. Like me.
And me. I was still short of breath on my beta blocker.
So I talked to my cardiologist.
And asked about treatment advances in HCM.
That talk made a real difference.
It gave me new hope.
Talk to your cardiologist today. Visit HCMRealTalk.com to learn more.
I think it's important for us as tribal people to educate and inform others as to who we are and what we're about. We have a beautiful culture that we respect our lands, we respect our waters.
Our medical center serves Indian and non-Indian. We were the first one in the nation to do that.
We built the $25 million core center for the children.
We also house the Boys and Girls Club out of there.
Our employees here are friendly. It gives you that welcome home feeling.
It's a new season of Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Welcome back. President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn in on January 20th.
While Trump prepares for his inauguration, he still has several legal cases lingering against him. So the big question is, will those cases remain now that he's been reelected? ABC's Allison Cossack explains.
Donald Trump is now the first convicted felon to win the White House. His return could result in him avoiding serious consequences for any of his criminal cases. Trump's most pressing legal issue? He's scheduled to be sentenced November 26th on 34 felony counts for falsifying business records to cover up a 2016 hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels.
His lawyers have been pushing to delay this, and it seems that was a pretty smart decision, because now you don't just have a criminal defendant, you have a president-elect who is going to be sentenced. And I do not see any way that this judge now sentences him to any kind of meaningful time. I don't see how he gives him any jail time at all.
There are also 2 federal cases against Trump, subverting the 2020 election and for retaining classified documents. Both cases may be stopped immediately because of a long-standing Department of Justice policy barring the prosecution of a sitting president. Special counsel Jack Smith could turn over the January 6th case to career prosecutors or issue a report about his findings, but Trump would face no legal consequences. The classified documents case has already been dismissed by federal judge Aileen Cannon, and now the special counsel's appeal to reinstate it would likely be withdrawn. Trump's criminal case in Georgia produced an iconic image of the campaign, his mugshot. Any trial would now likely have to wait until 2029. Trump also is appealing 3 civil cases. An appellate court in New York is considering whether Trump has to pay a civil fraud judgment. So it is possible Trump could begin his presidency owing $454 million. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
And we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including Vice President Kamala Harris's message to her supporters as she officially concedes the presidential race to Donald Trump.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Canopy Village is working to combat homelessness in North Idaho by providing safe, temporary housing and services to those in need. Their goal is to help families transition from crisis to stability.
We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. Canopy Village is here to not only provide shelter, but also to offer hope and guidance towards a path of a brighter future.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to donate $1,000 to Canopy Village. This is how Numerica cares for kids.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day with big double sales tax discounts or no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest financing for up to 5 years.
Making it the perfect time to improve your home for the holidays at Walker's.
This is Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Coming to Spokane Arena this weekend. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Tickets on sale now. You have to see it live, so lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic, I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
And I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Thrillifyingly fast Xfinity internet for just $19.99 a month. And see Wicked, only in theaters November 22nd.
Just 17 years old, kidnapped, abused, and terrorized.
I was in isolation, knee on my back. I was held down.
And her family paid for it. I'm Natalie Grant from 4 News Now. A local survivor is sharing her story to expose the billion-dollar industry that fools parents and leaves kids scarred for life. I'll show you why it's still happening and who's raising their voices to stop it.
You see these cases where children are being abused. The state needs to be taking action.
Thursday on 4 News Now.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Well, that is just a snippet from Vice President Kamala Harris's concession speech today at Howard University. Harris going on to say that both she and President Joe Biden have spoken to President-elect Donald Trump, vowing to do everything they can to ensure a peaceful transfer of power.
Harris also urging her supporters to stay engaged in our democracy.
And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor.
Now, Harris also thanking all of the volunteers who helped with her campaign and the election workers across the country for ensuring a safe and accurate election. And tomorrow, President Biden is set to speak on the results of the election from the White House Rose Garden. You can watch it live on our website, KXLY.com, or stream it on your connected TV using the KXLY Plus app.
And as Democrats figure out their next steps, millions of Americans are celebrating Donald Trump's win. CNN's Michael Yoshida explains how key issues drove historic support for Trump.
He's going to clean everything up and make us all normal again. We need a strong person at the helm.
We're very uncomfortable with how many people are coming across the border. We're in Texas.
Please welcome President-elect Donald J. Trump.
Voter support turned into massive voter turnout and victory for President-elect Donald Trump. He's now the second person in U.S. history to win 2 non-consecutive terms as commander-in-chief. Reaction and reflection from both sides of the aisle.
I think there is a populist and a anti-incumbent wave because of the impact of both the pandemic and the recovery from it.
The top 2 issues for voters were the economy and the border. This was an overwhelming victory for President Trump.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
And I think presidents who are given a mandate to govern deserve from the Senate the opportunity to surround themselves with people that are going to help them execute their policies.
And a Republican Senate is exactly what Trump will have after the GOP secured enough seats to take control of that chamber overnight. Republican and former Representative Liz Cheney, who campaigned with Vice President Kamala Harris, said in a tweet, "Our nation's democratic system functioned last night, and we have a special responsibility to support and defend our Constitution."
I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept.
In West Palm Beach, Florida, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
And leaders from around the world are congratulating President-elect Donald Trump on retaking the White House. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky called the win impressive. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America, adding this is a huge victory. The UK Prime Minister congratulating Trump, stressing that strong relations between the US and the UK are crucial.
As the closest of allies, the UK and US will continue to work together to protect our shared values of freedom and democracy.
Leaders are also bracing for what another Trump term could mean after he's made threats to end military aid to Ukraine and withdraw U.S. support for NATO allies who don't spend enough on defense. Trump has repeatedly said he'd end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours if he's reelected. The Kremlin spokesperson saying he's not aware if Russian President Vladimir Putin plans to congratulate Trump, calling the U.S. a, quote, unfriendly country. Well, the Coeur d'Alene School District levy is expected to pass now that all the ballots in Kootenai County have been counted.
The two-year levy will fund around a quarter of the district's budget. Just over 61% of voters supported the levy, but the school district says it's already turning its attention to the next levy. Derek Strom is live in Coeur d'Alene, where he spoke with the district superintendent.
Derek Kirsten, the Coeur d'Alene School District says is grateful for all the support that it's gotten from its community, including funding for extracurricular activities and its staff. But it says many other districts in the state would like to see some changes to the way levies work in this area.
It's always gratifying to see that voters will support public school in North Idaho.
Education is the top issue for many voters in Kootenai County this election, and the Coeur d'Alene School District levy is the most voted on local ballot measure in the county. But with the levy expected to pass, the school district says it's relieved to know that 25% of its budget is secured for the next 2 years.
It's a renewal of the exact same dollar amount it was 2 years ago. And I think as most everybody in our community knows, especially in the Coeur d'Alene community, things are a little more expensive today than they were even a couple years ago.
The levy will fund around 100 teacher positions and 200 staff positions in the district, which includes school resource officers and nurses. The North Idaho Republicans who endorsed the levy are pleased to see the overwhelming support for public schools in the area, despite opposition to previous levies.
It is gratifying to see that parents and taxpayers will show up, reaffirm what's been happening in our schools, and continue to fund it for another couple of years.
Superintendent Dr. Sean Hawker says it will only be about 18 months before the district starts working on its next levy. He says Coeur d'Alene and other schools levies that aren't just 1 year, 2 years, or forever.
The 1 and 2 year cycles are just too quick and too intensive. The community, the citizenry themselves just don't like having that ask have to happen every 2 years.
Superintendent Dr. Hawker says all the school boards in the state will decide whether they want to change the levy system this week. And if all the school boards agree, they'll start working with state legislators. And Dr. Hawker says he would like to see a 1 to 6 year levy system put in place. Live in Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
And right now, the race is still too close to call on who represents Spokane County's 5th District on the Board of Commissioners. That seat represents the area shaded in blue here and includes Cheney, Airway Heights, and Medical Lake. We just received updated numbers from the county, and as of right now, there's still only a 2-point difference between incumbent Al French and challenger Molly Marshall. It's a difference of 1,144 votes. This is a very tight race, so we'll update you again when the next round of results are released. And you want to keep those ice scrapers handy tomorrow because we'll have temperatures down in the teens in parts of the inland Northwest.
I needed mine last night.
Yeah?
And I didn't have it. So let's all heed the warning. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now. Yeah, my elbow's a little sore.
Yeah, those, and we don't have those CD jewel cases in our cars anymore to do a stand-in. The good news is then, after a cold morning, we had a beautiful day with bright blue skies and a lot of sunshine. We're going to do that again tomorrow. after a very cold start to the day. Once again, down in the 20s through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 22 in Deer Park, 23 in 9 Mile and Meade, 24 in Spirit Lake, and 26 in Spokane. Around the region, we'll find temperatures in the teens. As you mentioned, I have to go up to Colville, 18. Most of the rest of the region in the 20s, 33 tomorrow morning in Lewiston. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We've got some clear, cool mornings with some patchy morning fog and areas of freezing fog. A lot of sunshine in the forecast for the next few days. And then we have the possibility of, well, a good chance of weekend rain and some snow in the mountains. That's where our meteorologist, Matt Gray, picks up our coverage about the wet weather on the way.
And boy, we have had a considerable amount of wet weather over the last week, with more to come. The last 3 days at Lookout Pass, between 14 and 30 inches of snow. And yes, if you haven't heard yet, Lookout Pass is opening on Friday. It is early November, so we are seeing some pretty extraordinary snow very early here in the ski and snowboard season. And take a look at here. This is a capture from earlier today of Lookout Pass. I mean, this looks like the middle of winter. Now, I know perhaps the plants and the rocks underneath are very much closer than they usually are, but still, it looks like the middle of winter up there. Lookout says the last couple of storms, as I mentioned, 1 to 3 feet of snow up on their terrain. Here's what Mount Spokane looked like today. Also looked like you can maybe get away with a few turns here as well. And Schweitzer right behind them here. Definitely could see some trees poking out, but overall, a good amount of snow. They were reporting 2 feet today with yellow tamaracks with your skiing with those turns on the slopes. And another storm is on the way for this weekend, as Chris has shown you through this program. And we've got favorable temperatures over the next couple of weeks. It really does look like we're just going to keep adding more snow, way more snow than we lose in the days and weeks to come, for at least the next couple of weeks, with cooler and wetter weather continuing beyond the 7-day forecast. Now, overall, yeah, I can't believe we're doing this in early November, but here it is, our first snowpack map of the year in Washington and Idaho, 2 to 3 times for what we would often expect at this point in the season. This is pretty similar to 2 years ago. We got off to a very similar start. That turned out to be a great ski year in the mountains. So are we on a similar path for this season? Well, history says, yeah, probably. There's 7 years in the snowpack record that had a similar kind of early amount of snow like we just had. Out of those 7, 5 of them had normal or above normal snowpack, and the other 2, well, those were in El Nino winters, which historically, as many of you know, suppresses snow in the Pacific Northwest. We, however, this year remain on track for La Nina in the East Pacific, and that raises the odds of cooler and wetter weather this weekend. So we know many of you anticipating those La Nina winter conditions, and it looks like we are getting things started pretty early this year.
All right, Matt, that's good, because I'm going to learn to ski this year. And it's on the record. Chris has held me to it. And if you need to grab some new equipment before the start of ski season, you can check out the Coeur d'Alene Ski Swap next weekend at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. The sale is Saturday, November 16th, and there's still time to register to sell your old gear. See how to do that right now on KXLY.com.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown wants to bring the arts back to Spokane. In a news conference today, the mayor announced the city will form the Office of Arts and Culture. The office will work with Spokane Arts and the Arts Commission to find programming and grants to help local artists.
Arts and culture are so significant to our city, and this move will give us the opportunity to really double down on our support for the creative economy and the creative people in our region.
The mayor says during the next few months they'll work on a proposal to transition Spokane Arts back into the city.
Well, our brand new sports director, Jack Wallace, is joining us now.
Yeah, and Jack, there's only about a month to go in college football's regular season.
Well, that's right. Washington State football is in a solid position in the first college football playoff rankings. And for News Now, sports reporter Sydney Berger has more on Wazoo's playoff odds in this week's Cougar Chalk Talk. All that coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
What's all this?
You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
Finding the right home products and services in our area can be a challenge, but at Residential Home Solutions, we make it easy. We provide quality window, door, and siding services tailored to meet your needs. As a hometown small business, we take pride in offering high-quality, locally made products, professional insight, and outstanding customer service. Let us help you find the perfect home solutions for your replacement windows, siding, and doors. Contact us today for a replacement quote for your Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area home. Visit residentialhs.com.
It's hard saying goodbye to your car, so AutoNation makes it easy to say hello to your next one. Shop over 25,000 used vehicles now at AutoNation.com. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar. Visit AutoNation.com today.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better, even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Among the many changes in the college football world this year, one of the biggest is the new format for the college football playoffs. Now, it's expanded from a 4-team to a 12-team bracket, which gives schools a better chance at the postseason that might not have been in contention for a playoff bid in the past. Now, one of those teams is the Washington State Cougars. In this week's Cougar Chalk Talk, Sydney Berger explains the new playoff format and the odds of the Cougs making it to the tournament.
A small chance, but it's not impossible for the Washington State Cougars to get to the first ever 12-team college football playoff. 5 conference champions earn an automatic bid. The Big Ten, Big 12, SEC, and ACC champions will be the first 4 seeds. The final conference champion spot goes to a group of 5 team. For example, Boise State could earn the bid if they win the Mountain West. With the Cougs playing as a part of a broken Pac-12 conference, they aren't eligible for a conference championship bid this year or next year. They can only be selected in one of the 7 at-large spots. Tuesday, the first CFP projection was released. The Cougars lock in at number 21, but not surprisingly, missed the playoffs as of now. If the Cougars win out the last 4 games of their season, ESPN gives them a 34% chance of making the playoffs. Washington State is competing against the remaining schools that didn't win the conference championship, plus independent Notre Dame for the final 7 playoff spots. And it means WSU needs to find themselves within the top 12 teams in the country. So even if they finish with only 1 loss this season, WSU will rely on the results of other games around the country to help propel their own chances. The only thing Jake Dickert wants to focus on are the guys wearing the Cougar logo.
They'll just stay in the moment and control what we can control. There's going to be a lot of things as we go through the finish line that we cannot control, and it deserves 0 of our attention. You know, I'm not going to stand up here politicking for anything. Like, we need to go out there and execute better to win football games.
Execution is a must these last 4 weeks. WSU needs to win big against smaller Mountain West schools for a shot at the bigger teams. Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
There are still ways from the college football playoff kicking off, but now the Cougs come into the season's debut rankings this week, number 21 in the poll. So that means that over the last few weeks of the season, there are only 9 spots to climb.
And I tell you what, I've been like, as a Coug fan, like already looking at, all right, who needs to lose this week, right? So we have Colorado to lose, let's get Pitt to lose, LSU, Bama play each other, one of them's out.
Oh yeah.
We'll see how it shakes out. Thanks.
A cold morning, but a beautiful Thursday with a high temperature of 46 degrees, sunshine and light winds. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Plus, it is Wildlife Wednesday. I've got some great photos to share with you after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I love working out at Move Fitness. The staff here is so friendly. It's just got great energy.
You walk in and people are pushing sleds on the turf.
You got people running or walking on treadmills.
This atmosphere is what keeps me coming in.
And you get it all for about $1 a day. This is where I look forward to coming every day. They really have something for everyone. I tell people all the time, Move Fitness is the best. Join the movement.
In celebration of Veterans Day, 4 News Now and BECU would like to honor those who've served our country. Go to KXLY.com. Submit a photo and a short write-up on a veteran or military member. 4 News Now, honoring our heroes. Brought to you by BECU.
For over 20 years, Snow's Auto has been selling all the best brands at the guaranteed best prices in Spokane. And to celebrate this year's 20th anniversary sale, you can get 20% off all amps, speakers, and subwoofers, 20% off truck and Jeep lifts, 20% off remote starts, and 20% off window tints, plus up to 60% off last year model clearance items. So if you want nice upgrades at big anniversary savings, hurry down to Snow's Auto today.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Now, when the Zags are scoring baskets, fans can score a great deal with Papa Murphy's Slam Dunk Deal. On any game day, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $11.99. The Slam Dunk Deal at Papa Murphy's, a proud partner of Gonzaga Athletics.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
All right, welcome back. We have the results now for the cutest race of the year. Students at Moran Prairie Elementary School chose Spider-Man as their favorite superhero. He beat out Batman with 67% of the vote. And the reason this vote was held in the first place was, of course, to show students the steps of our voting process. They even held a primary-style election where students voted on their favorite DC and then Marvel character, and that's how they ended up with Batman and Spider-Man as the final 2 candidates. A good lesson.
I'm only reading this because our producer, Steven, put it in here, but he says he's demanding a recount, saying there's no way a kid from Queens, Peter Parker, can beat out the world's greatest detective. Of course, he's referring to Batman. But, you know, like they said, like, Batman doesn't really even have a superpower.
No.
It's only that he's rich.
That's not a superpower, but Spider-Man wins in my house.
Yeah, Spider-Man's a clear favorite, I think.
There are a lot more recent Spider-Man movies. I'm just going to throw that out there.
And I do know a teacher at Moran Prairie, Mrs. Brown, who's a big DC Comics fan, so I'm thinking she might have had something to do with
Maybe
this
so.
whole
That's
thing.
such a great school. I love Moran Prairie, and I love Wildlife Wednesday. And wait until you see this. This looks like a stuffed animal. I would buy this at Whiz Kids if I saw this on the rack. It is so cute, and I think this might be a Wildlife Wednesday first. We don't get those very often, but Mark Vogt is usually the one who brings the first, that's for sure. This is a pine marten, and it could not be cuter. I did take a close look at those claws, probably could get kind of feisty, but they must be very elusive, and just could not be more adorable. I don't know if I even want to hit the button and move on because it's so cute. I just want to bask in its adorableness. But then there's this. Look at this hilarious, I called it Daffy Duck because the duck is having a party there in the pond at Cannon Hill, and that is from Jerry Rawls. A mallard, a drake, looking very, very happy. And finally, taking advantage of the bright blue skies, photographer Ron Burdick shared this photo of a rough-legged hawk who looks like he has locked eyes with Ron and is going to swoop in. But a really fantastic photo there, and you get a good look at the beautiful wings on that gorgeous hawk. Thank you, everyone. Low temperature trend over the next 7 days. We have a couple of very cold nights ahead. Tonight will be about as cold as it was last night. 26 degrees for a low Thursday morning, 28 for a low Friday morning. And then we do get above average and above freezing through the rest of the forecast. But that warmer weather also comes along with wetter weather. The clouds keeping things warmer at night. In the short term, high pressure and control, keep the clouds away, dry air in place. It cools down very rapidly. We'll start to see some changes late Friday into Saturday. First, a southwesterly flow, which is going to help bring up some warmer air, and then the wet weather arrives. And once this system moves through, it has cleared the way for additional systems to join it. And that is why once the rain starts on Saturday, it is not going to stop much through the middle of next week and right on through next weekend. We have at least a chance of showers every day starting Saturday. Looks like it'll be coming in late in the day on Saturday, however. So if you do have some outdoor chores, get the Halloween decorations down or rake up some leaves, plan on Saturday morning. Derek?
Okay, sounds good. Before we go to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one? From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
I use my phone for everything. And now with my Ascend checking from P1FCU, I can do even more. I can deposit checks and easily make payments with my mobile wallet. And when my clumsiness gets the best of me and my phone finally does break, I get free cell phone insurance with my Ascend checking too.
Open your P1FCU checking account at p1fcu.org and start earning today.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic, I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
And I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
Alright.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Thrillifyingly fast Xfinity internet for just $19.99 a month. And see Wicked, only in theaters November 22nd.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Super One Foods.
I noticed that Chris has casually dropped snow in your forecast earlier.
Just a little bit.
That time, though.
Not enough to worry about, right?
No, nothing to shovel.